So after about 3 weeks at the Nugget, we packed up and we headed to Hamilton, Montana, right in the heart of the Bitterroot Valley. We were really excited about getting there because it was very close to the town of Darby, and that's a town in which they film the show Yellowstone. We talked to some of the locals and they said they were actually filming at the time that we were there, so we were kind of hoping to run into somebody from the show, and in fact, if you wait till the end of the video, we actually did.
We stayed at Angler's Roost RV Campground, and it was right along the Bitterroot River.
We're in downtown Hamilton. Had to start over because Pam was videoing something else, but it's we're fortunate because we're here during a market day, and this is a town. We'll show you a little bit more of that. That's not too far from where they filmed Yellowstone. And rumor has it that some of the shows.
I'm looking for Rip.
Yeah, we're looking for Rip. I told him not to show up. I'm going to have to kick his butt. So I said Kevin can show up, Beth can show up. Although Beth could probably kick my butt too. So let's show you a little bit about their. I guess they have this every Saturday. Every Saturday, but we're here this Saturday, so let's go enjoy it. Never heard of lemon cucumbers, so I'm going to have to give that a shot. The sad part is, as soon as I saw that, I said that would go really, really good with my Hendrick's gin. That just shows you my weakness right there. So now Pam's back here getting some purple stuff.
It's almost too pretty to eat.
I know. We can just put it in in a jar and just.
I couldn't resist. You want to see what I couldn't resist? Can you see that? It's a giant cinnamon roll.
Soon to be a gone cinnamon roll.
Everybody would tell everybody else, yeah, it rains all the time, right?
That about sums it up. So we as YouTubers really focus on video. However, a lot of it's rooted in good photography, and this was an opportunity to visit with a really good photographer. So I'm standing here. Actually, I'm standing. Tony's sitting here.
Nope,
and,
I'm up.
Oh, there he is. Now he's up. So Tony's one of the photographers here, selling his wares. And I think one of the things that we as YouTubers don't always sort of give gratitude to or sort of realize is that things that we do are sort of rooted in good photography. And so I've always enjoyed that. But of course, we do more video stuff than we do photography stuff. But just looking at some of the pictures have been amazing. So how long have you been doing it?
Since 1967.
So you should be. So you're kind of getting it now, right?
I'm starting to learn a little bit now. Yeah.
Took a little while, but one picture I want to just focus in on is this one that really got my attention. So Tony said that he was what, 10 feet or 12? No, he actually shot that with what, an 800 millimeter. Is that what you said?
600 with an f400.
With an f. Okay, so that was. To get that kind of picture of a grizzly in this area is just beautiful. So, if you guys are ever in the Hamilton area, how often is this is what, every 2 weeks, every other week, the farmers market?
It's every week. But we're doing it with another couple.
Okay.
And so we do it every other week.
Every other week. Okay. So if you guys are ever in Hamilton, come in. Talk to Tony, see his beautiful photography, because again, you have to appreciate that side of the element of what we do in our sort of our trade and our craft. So Tony, thank you so much for talking to me, and appreciate it. Good luck with selling your stuff. Beautiful. I know that I've taken some pretty good pictures in my career, amateur wise, but nothing like this for sure. So maybe a dog that close, but not a grizzly bear. So thanks, Tony. Thanks for your time.
You bet.
The farmers market in Hamilton is amazing. It's every Saturday from 9 until 12, May through October. So if you're in the area during those months, make sure to stop by. Who knows, you might run into Rip.
So Pam and I were going to hike the Blodgett Canyon Overlook Trail. It's 2.8 miles out and back, and it gives you spectacular views from the top.
I'm out of breath already.
It's funny how it was cool down there with the air coming off the mountains, and then now the air coming off the valley is hot. Whew, okay.
We definitely have
300 feet in about 2 minutes.
pretty quick ascent.
No, make it this way.
A lot of switchbacks.
All right, this is the Blodgett Canyon Trail. We're not nearly all the way up to it. You got a little bit more to go. It's not that long of a trail. It's about 2.5 miles. Well, about 3 miles total, I think. So, all trails we really can't understand exactly when it's an out and back and when it's a loop trail. Sometimes
Like the mileage is a little confusing.
Yeah, sometimes the numbers don't add up. But if you look at that, there's the Bitterroot Valley way in the background, and you can probably see the town of Hamilton, sort of, kind of, from this vantage point. But so far, it's beautiful.
And that's
cool.
where we're going.
And we're going up, we think up there. Up there somewhere. Okay.
There's snow. I see snow up there.
I see snow, so that's, we didn't bring our skis, but here's the Bitterroot Valley, part of it. And I believe the town of Hamilton where we're staying. Pam's just hanging in the shade.
Gotta adjust my backpack. This lunchbox.
Yeah.
It's taking up all the space.
Pam's carrying the bear bait. Never thought about that really, that we hike with, lunch and everything. So if we ever run into a bear, first thing you do is take your bear spray out. Next thing is take that backpack and fling it.
Talking fires here because you can, way in the distance, see the smoke from the one over across the other mountains.
Tree, sort of, kind of.
But, so they talk about how good fires are. What happens to all the wildlife when a fire starts? They just run away, right?
They run away.
And then after the fire is finally extinguished,
and they find a new
and they start, the new growth comes back, then they come back and they eat, all new fresh growth.
They bring, then it brings small, little animals and other big animals that come back in to prey on those small animals. And this has been a National Geographic moment.
I think we need to research forest
We're just
fire.
making that up. It just sounds logical, but it may not actually be 100% correct.
I really would like to research it more because it's quite interesting.
Why don't we do that where there's no horseflies?
Oh, good idea. You can also see the extreme dryness based on dirt she's kicking up that I get to breathe. I might have asthma after this hike. We think we've almost reached the top.
Come here.
Wow.
As you can see, the views are spectacular from up here. If you want a more challenging route, you could take the Blodgett Canyon Trail. It's a 26-mile out and back trail with 3,000 foot of elevation gain. We hear it's beautiful, just a little bit too much for us to do that day. So we made it to the top of Blodgett Canyon. It's really not that bad of a hike. It really is kind of easy. It's uphill pretty much all the way. Quite frankly, I think the drive-in or the drive up to the trailhead is a little more strenuous. Not for exercise, but just the cliffs on the way up. So yeah, beautiful. I think about 1.4, 1.5 miles up. Be the same going down. So pretty easy hike, but definitely rewarding when you get to the top of here. Blodgett Canyon.
What did you just say?
Helicopter.
No, before that.
I said great sandwich. Oh, I said no, be a great place.
Here's lunch.
No.
This is what happens when Mika sees the chipmunks.
Yeah, but she can run.
Yeah,
No.
but she'll go running off the side of the mountain.
No.
Mika,
No.
you stay here.
You stay here.
Uh-oh, it's a standoff. No,
Mika, no, Mika, get over here. Mika, come here. No, come here.
we don't want you to fall over the edge.
Pam was just saying, it's kind of interesting to imagine because as we entered the trailhead, we saw, I think, a father and daughter coming down just right off the trailhead. But since we've done this, we haven't seen anybody. And then Pam just said, it's kind of hard to imagine. We're probably like the only humans up here until about
Then miles and miles.
Yeah, and until about 8 seconds later, we ran into 4 people coming up the hill
And a dog that looks like Mika.
with a mini Mika Aussie. So definitely not it's definitely a well-groomed trail. It's not I don't think it's a heavily traveled trail. Of course, it is a Monday. We were going to do it yesterday, but then we didn't. So, so far I've counted 6, 8 people on the trail. I mean, there may have been more. There's a couple cars in the parking lot, but there is another trail here called Canyon Lake, which is quite a bit further. It is beautiful. It goes up to an upper mountain lake, but I think it was a total of 10 miles. And
Mika, this is going to be so worth it because you're going to get the stream at the bottom.
yeah, Mika just can't. She just can't do those long hikes anymore.
She doesn't know.
Actually, I can't do those long hikes anymore either, to be honest. So as we're kind of walking back down the path here, Pam and I are discussing bear strategy on what to do, between a black bear and a grizzly bear, and the different sort of strategies that you have. And I guess my first thought is, probably should have discussed that at the bottom of the mountain, not here.
To be more prepared.
Yeah, so we're more prepared. But now we're it's like anything else. I think we're versed on what to do and what not to do, but that's in theory, and then in practice, I don't know what I would do. But we're prepared, and let's hope we don't have to act in any one of those things.
I almost fell off the side of the mountain trying to get this stuff.
Not surprising.
Huh?
Not surprising. What'd you get?
Oh, look how pretty.
Oh.
It's what I call reindeer moss.
So is this going to wind up inside the RV, I guess?
You know it.
Since we lost our other dry, what was the thing we had you were carrying in that thing?
It was an air plant.
An air plant, yeah.
I forgot to mist it.
Yeah.
But I don't think this needs anything, so.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we'll have to clean the dust off it, though, because it is dusty up here. We're trying to keep this a family channel, but when you come out in the wild and you see that, you realize maybe you're not alone. Somebody's missing something.
Ken and I are big fans of the show Yellowstone, so we wanted to go and check it out since it's not far from where we stayed. It's actually a working ranch called the Chief Joseph Ranch. We were hoping to see someone famous, and lo and behold, we did.
So we drove down to Darby, and it was really kind of hard to see with that video, I'm sure, because they don't let you get very close. But this is they call it the Chief Joseph Ranch, and this is where they film a lot of the outdoor stuff for Yellowstone. Mostly the barn scenes, and those of you that watch Yellowstone, I would post a link up here, except I can't do that. That's not allowed. Anyway, beautiful place, Chief Joseph Ranch, just south of Darby, Montana, in the Bitterroots.
And it's definitely an attractor of tourists because cars are stopping everywhere and people are blowing their horns, but it's on a really busy road, so it's kind of dangerous.
We probably need to move, but Pam has asked me if we can stop here until Rip shows up. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not. In fact, we've actually...
I'll take Kevin.
Yeah, we've actually talked to a few people who said they've seen Kevin Costner in town, Beth in town, some of the other actors, but nobody has ever seen Rip. So Rip, if you're watching, get your butt back here to Darby and see your fans.
Because I'm sure you are watching.
Yeah, I'm sure you're watching, but get back here to see your fans.
Yeah,
anyway,
too bad they don't have like an autograph signing or something at the front
I would
gate.
try and fly the drone, but I'm pretty sure they'd shoot it down, so not going to do it. You can tell by the video that we did, but we just, as we passed back by Yellowstone barns, a car was pulled out, and Pam said, "Hey, there's Lloyd." And that was Lloyd, because we just went into a little candy store, this candy store here, and got some taffy, and he was in there.
And Ken has the gift of gab.
So you know me.
Of course, he struck up a conversation.
So what I told him was, I said, "Love your show, love your character." We just happened to be talking to some friends of ours, and they were told them we were driving past Yellowstone, and they asked us what we were doing. I said, "Well, I'm taking Pam to the train station." So those of you that know the show Yellowstone will know what that means. For those of you that don't know the Yellowstone show, look it up, because it's not actually a very good complimentary comments anyway. Yeah, so I had a quick conversation. Didn't want to get any video or take a picture. Didn't want to intrude, but seemed like just a genuine guy. And so now we're best friends. Anyway, this is a little town of Darby, and this is right real close to the Yellowstone Ranch. But this is the downtown, so we'll just kind of show you some of that. It's even got sequins in it.
I like it.
I think Pam's hanging here in a corner stalking Lloyd. Has he come out?
He had left already.
He left. Okay, so you missed him?
Yep.
I'm surprised you didn't run after him.
No, he had already left when I walked up.
Let me ask you a question, though. If it was Rip, would you have run after him?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure I'm thinking the same
Is there
way
any
you were.
question?
No question. No.
Or Kevin. I probably would have.
Probably, yeah.
run
Well,
after
Kevin
him.
makes the most money there, so you'd be better off with that. Just, Rip, he'd probably just use you and then throw you out. At least Kevin, you'd have a nice settlement there, so. All right, well, I think we're done with the Yellowstone area. It's on time to go to Lake Como, but not the Lake
And
Como.
it is hot here. It says it's only 90, but it feels like 100.
Yeah, we're not going to Lake Como in Milan. It's Lake Como near Darby. We really enjoyed our stay in Hamilton. There's a lot to do there. We got a chance to go to Lake Como. Didn't get much video of that. And also the downtown area. It's like stepping back in time. And oh, by the way, the train station is a real thing.
We hope you're enjoying the videos, and if you do, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, and ring the bell, and you'll be notified of upcoming videos.
Up next on The Roadsmiths. Leaving Hamilton, the Bitterroot Valley.
Just ran a red light.